Okay, in this video we're going to go ahead and cover the speed difference between using a traditional year make model engine group subgroup lookup versus smart search, just to see how much time you can save. What I've got in the shop today is a 2003 Honda Accord 2.4 liter. I want to do some front struts, but I'd really rather have the whole strut and spring assembly as one, since the customer's car is sagging in the front. And I also want to do some front brake pads. I'd really prefer ceramic, and I really want to get these today quickly. So from my supplier, his Jacksonville location is the closest, so that's how I'd like to get those from Jacksonville, not one of his other further locations. So let's go ahead and start our timer and perform the lookup. So I'm going to do a 2003, and I said we've got a Honda Accord, so I'm going to pick Honda Accord, and we've got that 2.4 liter. And again, I want to do steering and suspension as the group. We're going to do shocks and struts, and I'm going to look at everything in that subgroup. Now I'm getting the results from my supplier, and I now want to look at those things that are strut assemblies with a coil spring. And good news, looks like I found some here. They're from Jacksonville, which is great, but they're rears. Okay, here we go. I've got some rows at the front left, front right. Matching quick strut assembly, and Jacksonville has them, which is great, for about around 180 bucks. And actually, here's some even cheaper, Monroe Economatics, which is good, but it actually looks like my supplier does not have those in Jacksonville in the Economatics, so those are kind of out right now. So I will continue to see if any other brands have these. I do see some coil spring assemblies with struts from KYB. Jacksonville doesn't have any, so I'll continue looking to see if there's any other available. Looks like that was the matching front left on that KYB, also not available. So I'm going to continue to scroll down and see. Okay, here we go. I've got a couple more suspension strut and coil spring assemblies. I've got a front left and a front right. Jacksonville doesn't have any of those. And I will see if anybody else has any available. And it looks like no, those in that subgroup just the rest is bellows. So I'm going to drop back to the top of the page, and we'll go ahead and we're going to pick those two Monroe Matics that I had found, those quick strut assemblies. So let's go ahead and we'll find those. There we go. I've got the coils spring assembly here and here, front left, front right. So I will add this one to the cart, and I will add this one to the cart. And now I'm going to continue on, and you can see I've got two there. I'm going to continue on to the brake category, and we're going to go ahead and find those ceramic brake pads now. So I picked brake and wheel, front friction subgroup. I'm going to display the parts. I've got all these parts have come back now. Again, I'm looking for something from Jacksonville, hopefully a good value. And it looks like I've got these power stops in ceramic from Jacksonville. $37 is a good price. I've got some other power stops here, but it looks like they're going up in price, or they're not available. Now I've got shim kits and rotors, which I don't need. Here's a set of centric pads, not bad. It's ceramic. It's $51, probably a little high for my customer. I do like Bendix a lot. Bendix is a good brand, and it turns out that they've got some in Jacksonville for $48, so I'll keep those in mind. Now I'm going to go down to AC Delco Advantage. I don't see any of those in stock right now, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next page. See what I've got. I also see those don't appear to be in stock. Okay, now I've got some more Monroes available, and let's see, those are semi-metallic. Oh, great! Here we go. I've got some Monroes here that are $32 and $34. The challenge is those are only in Orlando, so I can't wait that long for those for the customer's car. And it looks like I've got these Monroes also. And it looks like those are only available in Orlando. So again, I'm going to jump back to the first page, And I think it looks like maybe those Bendix might be what I'm going to go ahead and go for. So I'm going to go find those Bendix again, and it looks like I've got those, and it's the CQ ceramic pad. Jacksonville has one in stock. I'm going to hit add. I can see that that adds it to the cart, and now I'm done. So you can see in 4 minutes and 25 seconds I was able to find those matching pair of front struts with coil springs from Monroe, and I was able to find that set of Bendix brake pads in ceramic. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try that same thing in Smart Search. I'm going to first go ahead and clear the cart. So I've got a fresh, clean cart, and I will reset our timer here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just use Smart Search to find those parts. So I'm going to first type in actually we'll go ahead and we'll start the timer, and I'm going to go ahead and type in an 03, a cord, and I want that strut. Okay, I'm going to click search now. The catalog is grabbing it. It's for the 2.4 liter. Getting the results. And as I said, I only want the suspension strut and coil spring assembly. So I'm going to click on this filter here to only show me those in the results set. So it's going to take 25 parts down to 11. So almost half the parts are now showing on the screen. Again, I only want those that are in stock from my closest location. So I'm going to go ahead and click a minimum of 1 in stock. And I only want it from Jacksonville. So I'm now at 4 parts, and remember, I only want the fronts, not the rears, so I'm going to go ahead and filter for the front left and the front right. So now I went from 25 results down to these 2. Going to pick those. Now I'm going to go ahead and buy the front brake pads, so I'm just going to type in pads up here in Smart Search. Click on the front disc brake pads. Again, I only want ceramic, and I want those that are in stock. So again, I'm going to click on filter by 1 in stock from Jacksonville, and I want ceramic, so I'm going to use the keyword filter and type in ceramic, and now I'm down to those 6 parts, and I want to sort those now by price low to high to see if I can find a good value for my customer. And as it turns out, let's see, I've got these power stops for 37, the Bendix for 48, the Centrix for 51, and look, it actually turns out that I've got a disc brake pad and hardware kit available that I didn't even see before. There was so much clutter from power stops. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that to the cart. So you can see that in 2 minutes flat, I was able to find those parts using Smart Search versus 4 minutes and 25 seconds using a traditional group subgroup. Then the difference really being is that with the traditional group subgroup lookup, you may get to a result set quickly, but you have to read through many dozens of parts to determine which ones you want. And as you saw, I often had to go back a page or two back to the ones that I had decided I wanted. Versus in Smart Search and using our new UI, I can not only get to the parts quicker by typing them in Smart Search, but when I get to the result set, I'm able to quickly use filtering on the left for things like keywords, quantity in stock, and position, and also choose different sorts to sort the results differently. So I'm able to see far fewer parts on the screen, making it much faster. So you can see in this particular case, in just this one lookup, I was less than half the amount of time. It was 4 minutes and 25 seconds to do a group subgroup lookup, and it was only 2 minutes to perform that same lookup using Smart Search. Hope you've enjoyed this short video on Smart Search. Thank you.